Brian Callaghan. I'm going to show you how to cut the perfect venison steak off of the hindquarter of a whitetail deer. You have a whole whitetail ham, which means you got a lot of options. What I am after are steaks. There's basically two big muscles in here that are going to provide the bulk of my steaks. The front of the ham, which would be on the knee side, and then that back hamstring, which is obviously on the rear of the ham. Okay, the biggest thing when you're thinking steak is you are looking for uniform chunks of meat. Why that is important, here's our cap. That's going to be your roast. Why uniform chunks of meat are important is because it allows you to grill them evenly, so you don't have a steak that's medium on one side and raw on the other. Quickly debone. Having a boning knife like the Meat Crafter here is so nice for stuff like this. It looks like a little bit of overkill for something as small as this whitetail, but that flex in the blade just provides a lot of feel. This is just gonna go straight into the stock pot. So now I'm exposing my big roast, and you can see it's barely knife work in here, but you're just using that tension, following your sinew lines. All right, the ham is deboned and it's broken down into muscle groups. This stuff is going to go into roasts, eye around. And then these two are my major muscles. You can see there's still quite a bit going on, but they're going to get cleaned up a little bit. This is where I'm going to get my steaks. The two biggest muscles on the ham. So you can refine these chunks of muscles down even more, follow these little sinew lines, but I like to leave them because you're gonna get a more flavorful chunk of meat and it looks better. Okay, so I'm selecting like the width of my steaks and I'm looking for uniformity. And then when I go to cut a steak, I need to just mentally check and make one nice, long, smooth cut. You don't wanna be sawing through these steaks, particularly if you're not going to eat them right away. The more cuts you make in a chunk of meat, the more meat gets exposed to bacteria and air, or when you go to package it, that's a potential air pocket, and you can get some frost buildup in there. So I'm going to start making my cuts, and they're going to be a nice, I'm going to saw through the cap here. And that's just a nice one-cut chunk of meat. And here's where I'm going to be getting into my actual steak. And I like a pretty long, or a pretty thick chunk of meat, because I'll cook these slow on the barbecue. So I'm just breaking the skin tension with the forward stroke and then back. And it's really one cut. And I'm trying to make these as uniform as possible. And this is, you know, a great serving size. You're dealing with the small animal, but those two are in a package. And I'll jump over to my next chunk here. I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, this is a nice, long, uniform chunk of meat. I'm gonna start here, really think about my cut, really think about my cut, really think about my cut, And here's, nice, even steaks. And same deal. Like, you can use your blade as a gauge width, but I'm typically setting my knuckles up. I'm thinking nice, even cut all the way forward, all the way back. All the way forward, all the way back. All right, so here are our steaks broken down from our two major muscle groups in the ham. If you do it this way, you're gonna have a product that survives the freezer a lot better. It's also gonna cook a lot better on the grill because it's a nice uniform piece of meat, and it's gonna be a much better end product on the plate. To get your Meat Crafter by Benchmade, go to themeateater.com, benchmade.com, or your local Shield store.